Hey guys, Sean Bougie, surplusfundsriches.net. If someone could do me a favor, throw a comment in there and let me know that you can hear and see me okay, that'd be great. I know I'm about a minute early and that there's also a delay from when we start and when you guys start actually showing up with comments. But I figured I'd jump in and see if somebody could let me know we're looking good. Looks good on our end. Let's take a look here. We're going to be going over briefly. I'm not going to go in depth, but briefly, we'll be going over the new program that's launching January the 1st, New Year's Day on 2026. It'll start at, I believe, I got to double check this. I believe it's 10 a.m. Eastern. It'll start and it'll run through midnight on the 1st. However, there is going to be a limit on how many we sell. So that's important to realize going in. Typically, people show up early, and usually we have some kind of a special deal for the first 35 people that buy on the day. We typically don't tell people if we're going to have a new program January 1st until the beginning of December. But we're anticipating a couple things here. One is we've got a strong interest in national surplus, which is still doing very well. And we know we're going to have some people coming on board through November, and we're going to shut everything down no later than the end of November. So that my crew has a chance to just work people that are already members and having them turn stuff in. So we don't have a lot of new people that we're training, and that's kind of a big deal. Wow. Here we go. A lot of comments already. Sorry, guys, I didn't see that. Cherie, hi. Saad Ali, very good morning to you from London. That's great. Cherie, I see and hear you. El Narest, I see you. Good evening. Everything's clear. Says looking good, says Hector. Saudi, it's 1 a.m. Good Lord. Shaban, hey, Shaban. Hey guys, looks and sounds good from here. Anthony Thomas, good evening. Can't wait to hear about the good news. You got it. Looks good, says Eric. Bobby Jean, looking good. I'm just going to mention everybody's name really quick. Aliciar, Saad Ali, B. Balizi, Shaban, and Chloe Jean Morgan. Okay, so Shaban's asking that I knew the old guard is going to be asking questions about the new programs because they know, hey, Carol C. They know that whenever we launch a new one, it's exciting. It's got something different. Bart in Gates, Oregon. Hey, Bart. So, hello from Fontana, since Bobby and Ann Russell says hi. That's great. Let me give you guys an overview real quick. Just some bullet points for now. We're going to be giving more information out as we go. You might not believe this, but in the past, whenever we've launched something new, if we've gone into pretty good detail what we're going to be doing different, we've actually seen people out there try to copy what we're doing. They screwed it up immensely, so it was actually in our favor because they thought they knew what they were doing and they didn't. But let me go over what I can at this point with you guys. Okay, number one, it will be a full partnership ebook. Two, we skip trace still. We're going to do all the skip tracing, calls, mailing, hire the mobile notary and the attorney. Of course, we'll negotiate all of that. Okay. Your job is still going to be very similar. Um, find the deals to go after, the foreclosures, tax foreclosures, actually. This is, after all, called tax surplus strike force, right? You're going to have to do that and then research debt. That's the extent of what you're going to have to do. 35% of net. Okay. It's a way for us to strike first at this. You find tax overage files before anyone else. Oh, okay. Works in most states to conduct tax deed sales, guys, foreclosures, tax deed foreclosures. And we have beta tested this thanks to one of our rock stars who, and by the way, guys, in the future, it's too late to beta test this. We've already done it. But in the future, just so you know, how we choose people to beta test stuff for us to be the first in there is they've worked programs consistently. They've not only been a hard worker, but worked very well with the staff. They've been paid on deals, and they've done testimonials. A testimonial for us, a video testimonial, thanking us for it. Not just their first name and basic information on what they made and the type of program they worked, but they've done that. And that's the people that we offer the beta test to. And this has been beta tested. The potential, just so you know, because I know this is going to be your question. Okay. The potential is as good or better than the panning program. Okay. So, yes, this is going to be a very big deal. You still look young, Sean, says Saad Ali. Thank you, but I don't know about that. I'm getting older. Matt, great to be with you. Matt from Chandler, Tempe, Arizona. Hey, Matt. Saad Ali says that's amazing. Yes, 35% of net is a lot of jack. That's a lot of cheddar, guys. Cherie, how much will this cost? So whenever we launch a new program, it's typically at the beginning of the year. It's a one-time sale at a low price. It's an intro price, and then it goes up dramatically. For example, when we sold Panning Fruit and Surplus Funds, it was $397 for the intro price, the one day price, and then it went up to whenever we sold it by itself, which was only I think two or three times since then in the last 2 years. Um, the only time we would sell it was like a grand, 997, I think, and then it was also available only in the highest bundle, which is 1997. So it's a one day. You need to show up early, you really do, and it's a one day sales price at 397. Sean, is Florida included in the tax surplus strike force? I'm going to let I'm going to let Jeff answer that because he does the actual writing. A lot of you guys don't realize I handle the back end of stuff, right? I handle the crew pretty much that's working for you guys and indirectly through a supervisor, the attorney liaison. I'll put deed flips together myself, flipping property. And then I also handle the interactions through my attorney liaison with the attorneys. Jeff handles the front line in the training. And frankly, he writes the majority of the ebooks. So he really knows more than I do on the the nuts and bolts of most of this stuff. It sounds exciting. Is it available in most states? Any state that has tax deed sales, in other words, they actually sell the property for unpaid taxes. They have tax auctions, tax foreclosures. Any of those states, I think that's about half of them. I'm just spitballing right now, but I think that's about right. We're not going to work Colorado just because we just don't work Colorado. Um, if anything, I thought so. So I don't know what happened there. Anyway, wow, that's sorry. I had a glitch on my end. Wow, sorry guys, I lost my complete train right there. Anyway, it's going to be as good, if not better, than Panning, which would just edge out National as well. Hey, Sean, I don't know if this question is important, but will the government shutdown affect this business? So here's the thing, guys. A lot of people don't understand. It's a great question, right? It is a fantastic question. Part of the shutdown federally is also, I mean, certain federal funds aren't flowing into the back to the states, right? They're not. However, counties tend to be fairly self sufficient. You're still going to see foreclosures. And a big thing, I'm going to let you guys know this right now. 2026 is going to be a huge foreclosure year. First of all, two things have happened that you need to know about. Okay. One is when Biden was in office, there was a law put into place where the banks pretty much had to work with people that had existing mortgages to try to recast them or reset them. And if they were getting behind, they had to basically throw that on the back end, jack up the total that they owed, but allow them to continue keeping the home. And I understand why it was done, but it was kind of putting a band aid something. Well, the band aid's off. That expired the end of October. Okay. So those folks, they can certainly refinance if they can qualify. Before, even if they wouldn't have qualified, they were able to refinance. It was a crazy law. But now they're not going to be able to do that. So there's going to be a lot of people caught in the interim there because that expired. I'm not saying it's good, bad, or ugly. I believe in the market just being the market and the market taking care of itself and allowing market forces to do their thing. I think whenever we jump in, we screw things up. Okay. We screw up the natural the balancing or the balance of it. So, anyway, that's hitting. Okay. We've had a lot of mortgage companies also putting off foreclosures. So you're going to see a ton of mortgage foreclosures. This is also another reason why we work tax on mortgage overages. Tax is the same thing. Well, it's a little bit different. So tax is going to be hitting even harder simply because the county budgets, their vendor costs are going up. Okay. Yes, they reappraise property for the higher value. So the taxes that they're collecting have gone up over the last 3 years, 4 years. Most of you guys with a mortgage know this because your mortgage has gone up because it's principal interest, taxes, and insurance. So the tax portion has gone up because the value of property has gone up. So you have to pay higher property taxes. So yes, that's coming into the county. It's not enough to defray the total cost. So you're going to see counties actually foreclosing quicker. Just so you guys know, yes, we're having a great launch January 1st of the new program. If you're on the fence right now, I would still get the National Surplus Funds Program, and I will tell you why. This time of year, so once we hit Thanksgiving, you see less and less tax foreclosures. Mortgage really don't care, but the courts get a little backed up because the courts aren't moving quickly. But tax foreclosures kind of stop from Thanksgiving through January. Still a ton to go after, guys. And anything that was already on the calendar is still foreclosing now. Okay, and there's still mortgage foreclosures coming. However, the reason it's so strong and so good to work right now, this time of year, is we're coming up on Christmas. And remember, you guys partner with us. Not only do we find them, call them, mail them, hire the mobile notary and the attorney, we put them under contract. And when we do that, part of our deal, we do it different than anybody else. Okay. Part of our deal is we're giving them 10% of the gross amount held by the court as good faith money within 10 business days after they sign our agreement. Okay. Within 2 weeks, after we get the documents back from our mobile notary, within 2 weeks, they're getting 10% of whatever is being held as good faith money, up to 10 grand. But they're getting that. We're coming up on Christmas. Our conversion rate goes through the freaking roof right now because people realize that they need the money. They need the money for that. They already need the money because they lost their house. They're living in a car or in a shelter or at a buddy's basement. But it's even more important this time of year to get a hold of these guys. Our conversion rate's crazy high. If there's guys out there that are listening to me right now that purchased our program and have kind of been putting it off start it up right now. Start it up right now. The other thing is, remember, like I said earlier, uh, come December 1st through January 1st, we will not sell any programs. We just don't. The crew works everything that gets turned in. We still work stuff that gets turned in for the people that already purchased throughout the whole year. But during that month, we don't take on new people. So if you haven't, buy it now. Which states are included from surplus funds for this, Shaban? Any state that's a tax deed state will work with this tax surplus strike force. We will not work Colorado. All right, let's see here. Hi, your sound is gone. It's glitchy. Yeah, I felt that too for a minute there. Looks like it's back though. Eric Young, are we going after surplus after the redemption period for tax sales? Otherwise, isn't it risky in case the homeowners pays the back taxes? That actually helped. That's a great question, Eric. It was in Tennessee this happened to me. We gave them good faith money. And by the way, if you want to do it on your own, you get the full surplus funds book, the full surplus funds, national surplus funds book, and you can do it on your own. And it teaches you not only the buyout method, like I just talked about, but also if you want to use assignments or work as a finder, all that's in there. But yes, you have to be careful if it's in a redemption period. So what we do is we'll actually have them. It depends on our attorney and what state it's in, but they can actually deed that to us or give us the right to redemption. Depends on the state, guys. Not every state allows that. The other thing we can do is we set it up where we pay them the good faith money after that redemption period is over. So yes, that's a great question, Eric. We're very careful with that. I got burned in Tennessee once, a very long time ago, where I gave them the money and they used it to redeem the property. Now, granted, I have a lien against their house. My attorney put that on there, but what can you do? I have to wait till they refinance it or sell it to get paid out on that. Matt, Matt Marino, God, it's been a while, right, buddy? Sean, you are always doing great work and providing great policy and procedure. Everyone has always been supportive. Sean provides great YouTube videos filled with great information. Yeah, guys, if you haven't already, you're already on our channel. Definitely subscribe after this, And my God, I put out so much content. It's unbelievable right now. Hi, I am Ying. Hey, Ying. Kapiti, Kevin Alexander. Sorry if that's not right. Kevin Alexander. Hello, Sean. Love the National Surplus Funds Program. Fantastic. Good. I'm happy to have you on board. Matt, foreclosures, pre-foreclosures, and bankruptcy activities. Great subject to activities. Non-performing loans notes. Yeah, it's all on there. Matt, thanks, man. I appreciate the shout out. And do you anticipate that the law expiring will open the stealth? I think stealth is going to open back up and because it certainly had to die out because people were just coming up with the money. That was the problem with stealth, is we could not have foreseen the number of people that were coming up and redeeming the property prior to the sale. Okay, so I do think that will probably turn around middle of next year. But for now, wait, I will let you know when that's going to start hitting again. For now, it works at national surplus. Great question, Ann. Really good question. Saad Ali, Sean, with the tax surplus strike force, do we get the ebook, call scripts, and how the debt research is done? So, of course, we teach you how to do it. I believe it's a pure partnership program, Saad Ali. Now, if you had our national surplus in addition, you'd be able to figure out how to do it on your own. But you don't have to call if you're going to partner with it. We give you 37% on that. It's probably more than you can make on your own, just so you know. You don't have to call people or find them, any of that. Um, Anthony, hey Sean, thanks to your program for the nationals. I recently saw my name added on the resource name list. I have two more to go before I can do the 100 a month. That's right. Good job, Anthony. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, keep an eye on that. And it does take a couple days sometimes, especially a lot of people turn stuff over the weekend. And Monday is a rough day for the crew, let me tell you. Plugging in new stuff, just so you guys know what that's about. So, what that's about is we have on the resources page that is linked from your ebook. One of the things that's on there is our active files working list. So, when you get a list, the first thing you do is take the names off them before you research that, even take the names off of that, search our list because we update that Monday through Friday. Search the list and make sure that we don't already have that file turned in. That way, you don't waste time researching debt. And frankly, that way you don't have an issue where you turn it into us and go, "Oh, I'm sorry, we already had that file." And you and I both know that you're going to be like, "Oh, okay, I understand." But part of your brain is going to be, "Did he just steal my file?" So we avoid that by having this list, and it's a great way to make sure we don't have duplication. Oh, yeah, Jeff. That's how you reserve your spot, guys. It's also in the banner, surplusfundsriches.net, NYS26. That is short for, just so you know, this might help you remember it, New Year's Sale 2026, but it's actually NYS26. So surplusfundsriches.net /NYS26. And by the way, I don't think there's a direct link from the website on that yet. It's sign up. Sign up while we still give you the ability to sign up and give you the option to be able to buy. Seriously, we're going to limit this. Deal on it. Hopefully, when I get my first deal, I can justify joining in on this currently at 116. That's great. Sounds like a great deal, though. Look forward to Gianna. I don't follow that. My crew handles all that, but I'm going to be doing. I know I'm late. I'm so sorry, guys, but I'm going to be doing a file update, board update here shortly, so we'll be able to look at that. Oh, Carol. Yeah. Yes, we will have an update board soon. Here we go. Sorry, Jeff's correcting me, which is good. And by the way, guys, this is why we have email-based support through the support system that we have online. It's the ticket-based system online. Is I don't handle the front line. Jeff does. So if you ask me a question directly, that's no bueno. And the reason is, first of all, we have a system that actually tracks everything, and we prefer to use that. Secondly, though, I'm not going to give you the right answer. Okay, Jeff handles the front line. I handle the back office. And if you ask me the question, that's why I don't even answer, because I know I'm going to give you the wrong answer. Okay, that's why I say don't even ask me support question. Um, Sean, if Jeff can confirm that Florida will be on the tax surplus strike force, this would be amazing. Thank you, Sean. As if our support tax still we're working. I think we're still working. We're trying to figure out Florida right now. He's not avoiding your question. He's checking to see how we're going to run that. We're still buttoning it down, guys. It's that new and fresh. Obviously, it's been worked. We've had it file on that. But having said that, we are still working out everything, which means we're not sure of exactly which states. Man, it glitched again. Wow. Basically, if it's a tax deed sales state, we should be okay. Wow. I just glitched hard. Sorry, guys. I'm scrolling through trying to catch up to make sure I'm up to speed. Okay, good. Everything just jumped on my end. I'm sorry. Saad Ali says understood. LOL. Okay, says John Lee. Anybody got any questions for me on an existing program? Fire away. We've only got about 10 minutes left. You know, this has gone fast. You are back. Thank you, Matt. This has gone really, really fast. So if anybody's got a question on an existing program too, remember that's open. This is a wide open question and answer. If you haven't come on board and you got a question, you think, man, I don't want to answer it because it's stupid. In most cases, there's states, including Florida. Siobhan, awesome. Yeah, but Jeff is saying we're going to work. So that must mean we're not going to work all of them. Let's see. I think he said up to 28 or something, but we'll see. I'm not going to commit to a solid number on that because there may be a few states that we really don't feel comfortable doing that with. Um, I am excited for it, and again, let me cover it because I know I covered it early on. Um, oh shoot, Matt's saying that it's processing. Okay, let me cover it because I know I covered it early on, and a lot of you guys came in after. Um, So Nectars of Health says, in our current culture, what is the best way to verify the surplus funds are still available? So Nectars of Health, listen, if it's the way we treat it, if it's a recent list, like it was created by the county within the last month, that's pretty good. Okay. I very rarely, well, yeah, he says we have not made a decision on Florida for the new program. Florida has its own program at the moment. More details will be coming soon. I appreciate that, Jeff. I didn't want to step on you on that one. Um, Nectar says, so glad, so happy to be president. It took a while to get logged in the chat. Oh, yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys. I literally signed up with what's supposed to be the best system out there. All right, let's see what we got. The Mustard Seed Academy. Once you submit a file, approximately how long does the process take to close a deal? The average is 3 to 4 months, and I'll tell you why. And nobody says this online, I know. First of all, it's going to take a month of calls and mailing to get them to either pick up or return our call. They're just doesn't matter what you say, how you say it. Again, they lost their property. Sometimes we have to actually, after 3 weeks, re-hit them, try to skip trace, find them again, just because they're changing out cell phones and all. So it takes a month to get a hold of them and get a mobile notary in front of them and get that signed. Okay. So once I get it signed, I turn it immediately over to our attorney. So that's going to take a month. Okay. Now we're at 2 months. At that point, if it's granted, it's going to take anywhere from 1 to 2 months from the county to actually send the check. They are not in a hurry to send the money. Okay. So 3 to 4 months is the average time. If we go under contract, we're not going to go under contract in every single deal, obviously. And I know there's guys out there telling you that they do. People die. People move out of the country. We were just working with one of the guys in England now. People move out of the country. Um, there are all kinds of stuff happens, guys. We do work heirship, we work estate probate files, but sometimes there's a lot of people that die without heirs, or that you can't find the heirs. There's a lot of that going on. People a lot of times, oh, I don't think he died. Well, our skip tracing programs are really hardcore good, and they'll tell us they're very accurate with that. There's not always obituaries for folks too, but we do work estate and probate files. We work with heirs. We don't have a problem. Just tell me months for their name to process and get on that. Maybe they're not on a bank account. This is becoming more common. They're not on a real bank account, so to speak. They're on Cash App for all their stuff. And as a result, it's more difficult. The credit headers are delayed as far as getting the information on that. Yes, Cash App actually has a bank bind, but it's different. The reporting is different on that. So having said all that, obviously we don't put everything under contract. Once you submit a file, okay, should I work Colorado myself or do even mess with it? Hey, you're free, Hector. You're free. You get the free ebook. I mean, the full National Surplus Funds ebook. It teaches you how to do it on your own as well. Work wherever you want to work. With that program, which is not the new program, it's a different one. But with that program, we don't work Colorado. It's just too difficult, we think. But you're happy. you're welcome to work it. Okay. We don't work Colorado. Florida's a different program for us on that. Not talking about the new program, talking about existing, simply because the statutes are so different down there and the way that they handle it. And then North Carolina, you can't get a list. You keep it. You lost me, Nectars. Sean, out of curiosity, how many files are top performers submitting each month? Siobhan, here's what I'll tell you is the easiest thing to do. I'm not putting you off because I don't watch. I know how many we get in per week total, but I don't watch personal. My crew handles all that. I know who the players are, who the big submitters are, um, but you can literally open up your resources page attached to your ebook, right, and look at that report, and you can scroll down and see. Okay, this guy. I'll give you a couple names. Pete R does very well. Gets paid out frequently. How many he's turned in. Yuri does fairly well. Look how many he's turned in. Serena does very well. Open your that resources page and check that, and you'll have a good idea. Sorry, guys, it keeps. I don't know what is going on right now. All right, what else do we got here? Yeah, thanks, Jeff, for saying that. Sorry for the glitching. Saad Ali, is it easier to work tax deeds in judicial states than non-judicial states? Um, doesn't it's as long as you're having tax deed sales, it's fine. Nectar's of Health. As a beginner who has purchased, which states do you recommend due to the fact that it's our first time, first one, so as to avoid more difficult states to get gotten on our feet with? Honestly, Nectar's of Health, we don't lead people to certain state, otherwise they'd be all crispy. And I haven't found a state I can't work. So wherever you get a list, work that. That's the easiest way to look at it. Jelani been running into cases with deceased owners, but don't know if it's worth mine or yours time to be submitting them. Hey, Jelani, over 60% of our deals right now are heirs. Turn it in. And why? If you're going to turn it, I'm not angry with you. Guys, stop trying to figure out if the people passed away. There's no point. Okay. We're going to work them anyway. We're not going to trust whatever you came up with to say that they're deceased. We're going to do it because we have really good systems. Why are you checking that? We're going to work it anyway. And like I said, I'd say it's probably closer to 70% of our deals right now are heirs. So my God, turn it in. Absolutely. And don't waste the time checking it. What are you doing? The county's court docket will often show the surplus is still available. Okay. And held by the court with the latest court entry listed by most recent date. So Cheryl, a lot of people, and you're correct in certain states, but a lot of people go by what states they're knowledgeable in. I'd say it's 50-50. Not all the states you're going to have online docket access. Seriously. In fact, it's probably less than that where you can check online docket and information. So you're right. There are states that give you that information. It's fantastic where you can see if a claim's been made. You can actually see where they transferred the money and how much into their account. And you're absolutely right. And that's a good thing to bring up, Cheryl. But not all states are like that. SEAC, will tax surplus strike force be easier than Florida remote? I don't. I'd say it's. Huh, I don't know. That's going to be any easier. It's hard to get in it. Good Lord, Florida Remote is a coloring book. Um, Seriously, that's the easiest program we've ever launched, in my opinion. Um, but having said that, I don't know if it's going to be any easier than that. I just think the opportunity is going to be insane. The opportunity is going to be crazy, and keep coming, guys. We're going to be doing these webinars probably twice a month. Okay, there'll be another one this month. You definitely want to keep coming because we're gonna give out a little more information as we go. And of course, sign in, for goodness sake. Sign in as soon as you can because we might actually limit the number of people that can reserve their spot for this one because I do think it's going to be that hot. So surplusfundsriches.net /NYS for short for New Year's Sale 26 /NYS 26. It's right in the banner right below here. Okay. It's right on the banner, and you can see it there. Um, and I'll probably, once I put the replay up on this, I'll try to also put it in the information below it, and hopefully even a comment, and that should help. Guys, I'm really sorry about the glitchiness. We haven't had any trouble with this particular software until now, but we are at the end. I'm not saying any more questions. Remember, if you're interested in coming on board, certainly the National Surplus Funds is a great way to do it. That's still going to be a great program. I mean, that's just been with us. We've been working that forever, and it works great. But if you have any questions after you go to the site, surplusfundsriches.net, click on products to look and see what we're offering now, or go to /NYS26 to see the new program we're offering January 1st. But if you have questions after looking at that page, there's a download you can check. It gives you an overview of everything we're currently offering. If you still have questions, you can call me direct. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday at 704 791 9398.